Hi everyone, in this edition of the video, I'd like to explain you the concept of marginal costing statement. I chose my word carefully. I called this statement a concept because there is a concept underlying in this statement. In order to explain that, I'd like to take an example. Instead of taking some random Mr. X or Mr. A as an example, I want you to feel as a manufacturer. I want you to feel as the one spending some money to earn an access over what you spend. Unless and until you feel like a manufacturer, you will not be able to appreciate what actually happens. Because only a hen knows how difficult it is to lay an egg. And unless and until you feel like a hen, you cannot imagine the pain of laying an egg. So what I want from you is to feel like a manufacturer, just to get an understanding what happens or what goes on around in a manufacturer's mind. So if you are a manufacturer, you manufacture something to sell it and earn something. You'll have to produce first, or you'll have to manufacture first. And if you want to manufacture, you have to spend. So you spend something on what you manufacture, sell it, and you earn something. What you spend becomes your cost. What you get becomes your revenue. So say you manufacture a pen. You manufacture a pen. To manufacture a pen, you have to spend two kinds of expenditure. One is variable expenditure and the other is fixed expenditure. Variable expenditure are those that vary proportionately with the quantum of production. So if you want to manufacture a pen, you'll have to spend on materials, you have to spend on labor. So this is our example. You are going to spend on materials worth ₹5 per pen. You are going to spend on labor worth ₹5 per pen. The total variable cost becomes ₹10 per pen. If you want to manufacture one pen, you have to spend ₹10. If you want to manufacture two pens, you have to spend 23 pence, 30, 4 pence, 40, so on and so forth. The other part of what you spend is called the fixed cost. Fixed costs are those that do not vary with your quantum of production, they vary with period. That is why they are also called period costs. Fixed costs are incurred without having a regard to the number of units you produce. You have to incur the same fixed cost for 1 unit of production, or for 100 units, or for 1000 units, or any number of units. Fixed costs do not change with the level of your activity. So you manufacture the same pen. For manufacturing the same pen, you need a production facility. So to use as a production facility, you rented a building. You have to pay a rent of ₹10,000. So fixed cost becomes ₹10,000. You have to pay your landlord this rent without having a regard to the amount of production. Or even if you do not produce also, you'll have to pay this rent. So this is our example till now. Your variable cost is ₹10 per pen and your fixed cost is ₹10,000. So as discussed in our example, you have produced a pen to sell it. Say you sell this pen for ₹20. What a marginal costing statement shows is practicality. I said this is a concept. It shows what a manufacturer thinks. According to the cost recovery concept, your variable cost is recovered first out of your sales revenue. Why is this so? It is so because you continue to manufacture only if you get something in excess of what you spend immediately. What you spend in the immediate is ₹10 as variable cost. Because fixed cost is always fixed. Variable cost is now at your discretion. You get an immediate benefit of ₹10 on one pen. You produce for ₹10, you sell it for 20, you get an immediate benefit of 10. You would look like an idiot, or you can call yourselves an idiot if you want to spend ₹10 and sell it for 8 rupees and continue to do the same. So to continue the manufacture or to continue the activity which you want to do, you'll have to recover the variable cost first. Not only recovering the variable cost, you have to earn an excess over variable cost. It is at the least, at the minimum, you have to recover the variable cost out of your sales revenue. So you deduct the variable cost from the sales revenue first to earn an excess of this 10 rupees. So in the first unit, you have earned an excess of rupees 10. But this variable cost is not the only cost to be recovered. You still have the fixed cost to be recovered. So until the fixed costs get completely recovered, you cannot enter the profit zone. If you want to earn the profit, you have to recover the fixed cost also. So after the first unit, your unrecovered fixed costs is rupees 9,990. That is the excess of 10 rupees that you have earned over the first unit goes on to reduce the fixed cost. Second unit will fetch you another 10 rupees. Your unrecovered fixed cost become 9,980. Third unit another 10, 9,970. Fourth unit 9,960, so on and so forth, until the unrecovered fixed cost becomes 0. After the fixed costs get completely recovered, you will start earning profits. So if you want to earn profit, you will have to recover the fixed cost on a unit by unit basis. You learn this 10 rupees per unit, and each unit goes on to recover the fixed cost. That is, each unit contributes for the recovery of fixed cost. Right. As this each unit contributes for the recovery of fixed cost, we call this 10 rupees as contribution. This 10 rupees is called contribution precisely because this contributes to the recovery of fixed cost in the first part and then contributes towards the profit. So this is what we have done so far. We have earned 20 rupees per ton as sales revenue. We have recovered the fixed cost first. We have recovered the variable cost first, and then we called it contribution. All this happens on a unit by unit basis. Say we have sold 2,000 pens. Your total sales revenue is 40,000. Variable cost is 20,000. Contribution is 20,000. Fixed cost is not incurred on a per unit basis as it is a period cost. So we deduct fixed cost from the total contribution, and thus 10,000 becomes your profit. This, my friends, is called the margin costing statement. In the next edition of the video, we will use the same example to deal with break-even point, profit volume ratio, cost volume profit relationship, margin of safety, and all other margin costing concepts. Thank you.